What's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, whatever it is you celebrate this holiday season, or nothing at all. I think we all can agree on one key fact, that Die Hard is a motherfucking Christmas movie. In fact, it probably is the greatest Christmas movie known to man, and I say fight me on that one because the movie is itself brilliant. It's 40 stories of sheer adventure. Actually, many people have argued that not only is this the greatest Christmas movie ever, the American Christmas movie, it's also the greatest action movie ever made. And that is, you know what? I'm not going to lie. I actually am very much inclined to believe that Die Hard is the greatest action film ever made. But when it comes to the Christmas movie debate, everyone's been arguing about it for years. Everyone's been arguing about it since the beginning of 1989, after, of course, the film came out. But the real question here is it a Hallmark Christmas movie? Is Die Hard, in fact, a Hallmark Christmas movie? And actually, I'm gonna go as far as to say that it is. So I came across this article here titled "The Hallmark Christmas Movie Formula," if I could say Hallmark correctly. And it breaks down the general idea of what is in a Hallmark Christmas film. And there are 37 of these things roughly made every single year. Did you know that? Did you know that there are so many Hallmark Christmas movies that are made? There's a reason why Netflix is going out and making The Christmas Prince 2, because these movies do very, very, very well. So if we're going to apply it to a Christmas movie logic, we should also maybe apply it to the standard stock formula that has made Hallmark movies so popular. Not to say that Die Hard itself is formulaic, it's not, but what spawned from it just very well may be. Now it says here, we always have a heroine, or in this case a hero, with a very important job to do. Okay, well, let's look at this from the Die Hard perspective. Here, John McClane has a very important job in Los Angeles, him being a hardened New York detective, coming all the way across the country to a strange and foreign little city, and compared to New York City, LA is little, by about probably 1/3 overall. And he's got an important job to do, which is to repair his marriage. His job is to meet up with Holly and repair and rekindle what they have lost from their marriage. Now, he says someone may ask her if she's a special someone in her life, but of course she doesn't. She is much too busy for that kind of thing. Her job is her life. Well, in this particular scenario, John actually talks about it a little bit with Argyle. He does. So someone did, in fact, talk to him about what the job he has to do and how he's been too busy. He didn't want to leave his job in New York for her to come out to LA. Again, we're kind of coming on board here. Now it says, then there's a man, or in this case it would be a woman. She will meet this man twice. Okay. If you think about it, in the movie, did Holly and John only meet twice, really? The first time they'll be outside the work responsibilities, and they will dislike each other immediately or part with disgust, which is exactly what happened when they met at her party, when he says, oh, you're up here as Holly Gennaro, not Holly McClane, and they leave basically in a fight. Right before the terrorists get there. She'll meet him again as part of her work and discover to her horror that she needs him in some way. Well, terrorists take over the building. They take over Nakatomi Plaza. John starts taking them out one by one, and she knows that John is still alive because, and I quote, no one else could make someone that mad, which I still think is one of the better lines from that movie that gets woefully underlooked. Everyone loves yippee-ki-yay motherfucker, as they should, but still, there's so many great things about that movie. Who doesn't love Die Hard? And then it says they must continue to see each other whether they want to or not. Well, at the end, they kind of do. Someone will have a child. Well, there's a woman who was pregnant, right? There's also the fact that Holly and John have 2 kids. It might be hers from an earlier marriage. Might be her niece. It might be the man's child. But this child will want nothing more than something special for Christmas. Although it will look like this is just not going to be possible. Well, John went out there to go and meet up with Holly in order to work with trying to rekindle their family, which would mean that their children, who do not get much screen time, but are still there nonetheless and become key players later on in the franchise, want their mom and dad to get together for Christmas. And at the end of the movie, on Christmas Eve in Los Angeles, that technically happens. Probably there will be an older person, someone whose age allows them to see beyond the troubles of the day and the things that really matter, someone to dispense wisdom and hope to give the child when the woman and the man seem too busy to pay attention. That could be a whole litany of characters at this particular point. It could be William Atherton's reporter character, who doesn't necessarily have wisdom, but he's just a douchebag. It could, in fact, be Hans Gruber dispensing his wisdom for trying to screw over the government in order to make them run around in circles while they did, in fact, break into the safe to steal the bearer bonds to then go to an island and earn 10%. There's a whole bunch of older characters that do dispense wisdom. None of them really ever engage with the child, so that could be something that could be argued differently. Now here you go. This is great. This isn't racist at all. There might be one ethnic person tossed in for good measure. Now, who, of course, would be that ethnic person? Sergeant Al Powell, or Theo, or Argyle, all of which are still memorable characters to this day. But everyone loves Reginald Vell Johnson, and everyone out there who's a Die Hard aficionado still believes that Family Matters is an offshoot spinoff of the Die Hard series, where Al Johnson ends up moving to Chicago and becoming a cop under an assumed name because apparently he's pissed off too many people. Look, I'm going to roll with that theory. You should probably roll with that too. But there are people there of color in the movie. In fact, some could argue that for 1988 Hollywood action thriller, it's pretty inclusive. All right, then it says, then the wonder of wonders. The project that has forced the man and woman together will cause them to see that they are actually attracted to each other. There will be chaste kissing. This will make the child happy also and unpredictably lead to the child's wish coming true. The old person will nod approvingly and there will be a group hug as the snow begins to fall and the jingle bells ring. Well, in a Hallmark movie, they shoot all these things in the summer, so there's never any snow outside of a few scenes, and their snow budget's usually around $50,000. So there's no snow here. It's Nakatomi Plaza. It's Los Angeles. It's Christmas Eve. There's no snow really in California. So that's not necessarily going to be partly that's there, but the two do come together at the end, realizing that they do in fact love each other, and that John put everything on the line to save Holly and everyone else there, that John's a hero and that he is the man Holly wants him to be, and that maybe they can rekindle what they have. And of course, at the end of the movie, well, they still shoot Carl, right? They shoot Carl, or Al shoots Carl, therefore kind of getting his, I guess you could say, moment in the sun, right? To kind of have the supporting cast member get over a certain problem that he had. But this is true. This is how you kind of have to look at Die Hard. Die Hard in and of itself is a Hallmark Christmas movie. Now, I might be stretching this a little bit, and this whole video is generally being made just for fun, but the concept of what makes a Christmas movie is so exploited in regards to Hallmark and how they do it, that I wanted to kind of apply their formula. And there are a number of articles that kind of break down the formula of Hallmark movies. This was one of the more succinct ones I could actually find. But ultimately, Die Hard does fall in all those categories. And then again, look, any movie that really at any point in time can do that, because there are certain thematic elements that do get hit in most of these Hollywood films. But when you have something so copy and paste like Hallmark, it's funny to see it applied to something else. And Die Hard just, again, proves itself to be an absolute timeless classic that you could apply the model to almost anything and see if it works. And it doesn't matter if it does or it comes across as cliche or stupid. The movie itself is still utterly amazing, exhilarating, fun, funny, heart-pounding, awesomeness, infinitely quotable, tons of great performances, and a movie that you still wish the sequels were able to recapture that. Well, okay. Die Hard with a Vengeance did a really good job. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. And Die Hard 2 is still pretty good. I don't care what anyone says. Die Hard 4, the unrated cut is better than the theatrical, but Die Hard 5, we just kind of forget it exists. We treat Die Hard 5 like the worst Christmas movie ever made. But that being said, guys, I do leave it to you. What are your thoughts on this one? Is Die Hard, in fact, a Christmas movie? Is it a Hallmark Christmas movie? Where do you think it overlaps or underlaps or doesn't overlap at all? Where is your Venn diagram on this? I'm curious to know your thoughts. And again, have yourself a great holiday. Have yourself a Merry Christmas or whatever it is you celebrate. Look forward to more commentary on this channel about movies coming forward in 2019. Check out 3 Buck Reviews, link below in the video description. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day and peace out.